Hey, everybody, good morning.
Build a 3 or 4 goal lead. Let it get to a 1-goal lead. Empty netter. Wash, rinse, repeat.
It's how to break another team's soul.
Yeah, just let him in.
We thought we had him.
Tease him in a little bit.
We thought we were going to catch him. Like, no, you weren't.
No, because Peyton Krebs is going to score an empty netter every time.
How many does he have now?
4. I looked it up. He's 3rd in the NHL.
That was an impressive empty netter. He wired that thing.
Yeah, never hit the ice.
No, wired it from what, like the face-off dot in the defensive zone?
It was like the red line.
Okay.
It was like the red line.
Nice.
But yeah.
Nice. I know you guys think that I was a jinx when I was calling games must-wins. I've a new superpower. Now, whenever they play, I have a little feeling of, if they lose this one, come on, it's fine. It's fine. They play on a back-to-back on 05-06 night, Montreal back-to-back. I'm like, man, if they got this
Good
one,
team. Yep.
it'd be really big. Like, you'd kind of understand if they win.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Minnesota, man, it's Kids Day. I'd really like a win here. The Wild are good. It's an early afternoon game. Colton Ellis is playing. That's one thing I will throw into these. And then what do they get against Minnesota? They get a point, and they kind of scratch out one. I'm like,
I think UPL played against Minnesota.
Okay, UPL.
But anyways.
They're fine. Then one of these other games along the way, it was like Colton Ellis.
Ellis played the Montreal back-to-back game.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And I just keep getting to a spot where I'm like, all right, like a loss here.
Yeah.
You could understand. They should mix one in. Since their 10-game winning streak, they are 7-2-1.
7-3-1.
Oh, right. Since the loss. Loss that ended the 10-game winning streak, they are 7-2-1. Mm-hmm. Those are 2 awesome streaks.
Yeah.
Those are 2. Forget Lindy's 5. Lindy's 10. And now in 10 games.
Lindy's 20 at this
Sure,
point.
right.
Lindy's
20-game sample, 17-3-1.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And last night there was a very small play in the third period that I really appreciated. And it's one of these moments where, when a hockey team gets really good, this is my experience with 05-06 and maybe you as well, everybody on the ice, you start noticing things that they do. Everybody.
Like the little things.
Yeah. Everybody's got a role. Everybody slots in. Everybody's doing the right things. And last night in the third period, Zucker's on the ice on a shift. They're in the offensive zone, but the Canadiens have the puck. They're trying to break out, and the Sabres are like on a forecheck. And he is directing, communicating, directing traffic.
I also noticed this moment.
And I thought, man, I'm watching it happen on the ice.
Yeah.
Little things where here's the veteran communicating on the road, tough spot. Like, that's a dialed-in team.
Like, I'm moving up to grab this guy. Someone cover me behind me.
Yep.
And pointing to Quinn or whoever.
I'm so glad you noticed that, too. It's a tiniest thing, but I'm thinking, maybe I'm just noticing that, or I don't know, are they just communicating in a better way than they have in a decade? Because it's all coming together.
No, I feel that too. Like when they have the puck, I feel like they know where each other are a lot more often. That forechecking and their overall defensive game, I think, is pretty solid. Like every guy on the team, I feel like kind of has that ability. Maybe other than maybe Quinn, although I thought he was awesome last night, like all the way around. He sets up the first goal and then he was winning battles, which is not a thing he usually does. Yeah, I think they've got that. There's a chemistry, I feel like, when you watch them right now.
Yeah. And the kids' line has that chemistry. The Benson goal, how many times did you shout before it went in?
Well, he hit the post twice.
He hit the post twice?
Because I thought Hellenis hit the post, but it was Benson who swatted his pass shot out of midair, hit the post. Benson got it again, hit the post again before I think he shoveled it in after that.
Yep. And the puck movement, the passing on that, the driving to the net, it's impressive. I'm impressed. I'm consistently impressed with their game.
Yeah. I have a theory on why they might be giving up leads, though, once they build a 3 or 4-0 lead. A theory. Isn't a lot of their strength from how dynamic and how aggressive their defensemen are? Like, those guys, when they are rolling,
they jump in.
They are up in the play. They are creating offense. They're setting guys up themselves, and the Sabres have responsible forwards, and they'll move back. Like, they'll become more positionless, I think, when they especially are in the offensive zone. And when they're up 3-4-0, I think all that halts. Right? Like, no, now we got a lead. We want Samuelson pinching in down into the corner. We need him back because we're playing defense mode now. And, like, lock it down. And I think you're taking a strength away from yourself, but I also feel like that's what you probably just would generally do when you have a 3-4-0 lead. Like, all right, defensemen are going to be a little bit more conservative, and they're not going to have as much license to just jump all the way up into the play if they want to.
Well, 15 more games of getting leads and giving those leads almost fully away. They might want to reevaluate.
It's kind of amazing they haven't lost one yet. The Vancouver game, they're up 4-0 with 10 minutes to go. It gets to 4-3. There was the Ranger game. I think they were up 3, and it got down to a 1-goal game.
The
Flyer game is another one.
Game.
And last night,
the Nashville game.
But they haven't lost any of these.
Yeah.
Right. Nashville, they're up. What was Nashville? 4-0 also?
Yeah. 3-0 at least. Yeah.
4-0, and you got half the game left, and they got it to 4-3. But again, they haven't blown one yet.
Good.
Not all the way. So doesn't matter in the standings when you look at it. Standings look really good, by the way.
The standings do look really good.
I really like the way the standings look.
I don't want to jinx. I'm not jinxing them, but the standings do look really good. And one thing I noticed is go for just flat out regulation wins. This used to be a thing I used when they'd be in 10th and 4 points out of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago. I can remember maybe arguing with Paul about it. He's like, who cares about how you get the wins? Well, I feel like regulation wins tell you you're actually good as opposed to, getting to overtime is nice and earned, but bonus points in overtime wins, shootout wins, those aren't real. Those don't apply in the in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Regulation wins, they have 22. Mm-hmm. Here are the teams with more regulation wins than the Buffalo Sabres. Tampa, Colorado, Dallas. I'm done.
That's incredible.
That's it. You're fourth in having more goals than the other team after 60 minutes.
Yep.
Fourth.
Right.
It's nuts. This win streak, this 17-3-1, how many are overtime?
Oh, not many.
Not many at all.
You got to go way back into it. They beat Ottawa in overtime. That was before Christmas. That's the last time it happened.
So, they are fully earning these. And your point about how they've been giving back leads, they've been getting outshot. And, you might turn on the game halfway through. It's like, second period, Sabres 3-0, nice shots, 17-7.
Right. Right.
All right. How's that work? But, hey.
I think part of that, too, is that they are building these leads, and then they're kind of sitting on them. And they're not establishing as much zone time, and then they're not piling up shots. Like, if they were trailing in more of these games, it's not all the way the same, but it's kind of like a team that is bad in the NFL and is always trailing, and you look and go, their quarterback's got 5,000 yards. Like, well, yeah, they were playing catch-up for 2.5 quarters every single game. And hockey's a little, not that extreme to it, but I think that's probably a factor here, too. Like, they're scoring. How many times have they scored in the first, 5 minutes of a game? That's happened repeatedly.
Yeah, it's been frequent.
And it happened last night. So, yeah, that's the one little thing. Maybe you think it's a little thing. Maybe you think it's a more of a medium thing, how they are letting teams get back into these games. But, man, when they are rolling, they look – every line looks great. The fourth line, even. I mean, Malenstein, okay?
Yeah.
He scored, that's his second incredible goal, I would say, of the year. I think he had another one earlier in the year. They still can't get their power play rolling, but what does it matter? They score in the penalty kill every week.
That's right.
Right.
They get better chances
once a week.
They get better chances in the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 803-0550 if you want to join us. We've got lots going on today. We'll talk with Pat Malacaro, who was in Montreal last night, to talk about last night's game. He's on at 7. He also chatted with Jarmo Kekalainen and Josh Doan on that extension. Jarmo's signature move. I don't know if it's interesting at all or noteworthy that Jarmo comes in and top priority is Alex Tuck. Mm-hmm. Josh Doan extended. Mm-hmm. That don't know what that tells you about the state of the Tuck negotiations. If I don't know. They clearly are apart to some degree because otherwise it would have gotten done. They weren't close enough with Kevyn Adams and Alex Tuch that Jarmo just walked in and said, like, oh, I'll take care of that, or vice versa.
Well, it also right now would read like not even read like, it's just the situation. If they want to sign him, they need to move multiple people off the team. Like, just to have the room. They have $13 million in space going into next year. You will pay Benson somewhere between, what, 5 and maybe somewhere around where Doan signed. Is he around $6 million? You want to call it 5? What do you want to call it?
Maybe, sure.
Call it between 5 and 6. Kesselring's going to be 2.5. That's going to be a bridge deal that's not that much, right? You're going to have to sign 2 fourth-liners back if it's Malenstein or Krebs, or if it's 2 guys like them. That's another $2-3 million. I've just used 11.
Yeah.
I'm already out.
Well,
I don't have enough room. So like, you could make it. You could trade Greenway away. You could trade Quinn away. Like, you can create space. But if you just sign guys back, you're out of space for Alex Tuch. Like, you do not have the room right now to pay him and keep Benson, for instance.
You would have to get cap compliant by what? July 1?
July 1.
Or actually, by the time you extend those guys. And before there are extensions, you would be cap compliant.
Right.
So you would have time to do it. You just might end up looking like a team like Jarmo calls and says, let's talk trade. You'd look and say, like, well, you got to make a move. So,
right.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe they're going to
I mean, they can easily do that.
Sure.
If it comes down to, we need to find another team for Greenway in order to have the space to pay Tuch what he might want and what we've agreed to, I think you could probably make that happen. But, again, like, at the moment, they would need to do something if they wanted to pay him.
Meanwhile, we did this a couple days ago with the last time the Sabres had this many points in a season, like last year.
Yeah.
This many wins. They didn't get their 28th win last year until March 23rd. It's January 23rd.
Did they even have... Do you have the standings up from last year in front of you?
Did they have this many regulation wins?
I was going to ask, because they're 4th in regulation wins with 22. They must have 22, right?
Last year's Buffalo Sabres had 29 regulation wins.
All right, yeah.
29.
I mean, I'm sure we could find teams in the drought that didn't have that many, but no, I think they are actually good.
Yes, I do too.
Like, on top of getting the results, they're good. Like, I still feel nervous to say it, but I expect them to make the playoffs the way they're playing.
Well, the GM should probably approach it as if we don't. I don't want to say I failed, but so far he gets the job, and there is an interesting element of this. You know, what's been different since Jarmo came in? We've got the clip of this. We'll play it for you a little bit later. But Tage Thompson was on the Spit and Chicklets podcast, right? And he's asked about this. He's asked about Jarmo, how is it? And Tage relays the story that their first meeting, or early on, Jarmo walks in with the entire group of players and says, all of you are expendable. Yeah. We're going to find out who works and who doesn't won't be on the team anymore. And they've gone 17-3-1. So yeah. I don't know if that was a different approach. I've never heard what Kevyn Adams was saying to the players. If it's that, it didn't get across. But Jarmo, he looks like a serious customer. And I guess he says that, and they kind of respond. His signature move still, that is going to be interesting. Extending Doan is his first piece. Mm-hmm. He values Doan. So do I look at Doan and think of traits in a player that Jarmo's going to really value? Which, I mean, Doan does everything, so that might be part of it. But the next move, trading Tuch for parts, I don't see. I'd be shocked unless there's another corresponding trade because Tuch's a UFA and maybe they're not going to get a deal done. Past that, I don't know that he should be trying to win the Stanley Cup. Sorry, 6-17 on a Friday in January. But should he not be thinking, let's see what we can do here? I don't have to go crazy on my prices, but for the first time in forever, the Sabres are going to pick, I don't know, 20?
Somewhere in the late teens, it feels like. Sure. Is the worst it could be.
Okay.
Mid-teens maybe if they somehow miss.
Right now, they pick 24th, Joe.
Yeah.
You better trade that pick if you want to. If you want to package that, you just got an opportunity. You're never going to see that kid.
All right.
Who is that player? I have no idea. There's a logjam of young kids already in front of that, whoever that person is.
That would be like what he did when he was in Columbus that he said with us he didn't regret. that he had guys on expiring deals, and rather than trading them for pieces because he knew he was going to make the playoffs, he said, I'll just get another one.
Yep.
I'll get another one. So that would be, I'll hang on to Tuck through the deadline. It's like I've already got a rental on my team that I don't have to trade for, and I'm going to go get another one. I'm going to trade my first for another team's Tuck. Let me do that.
Yep.
Like, you never know, right? Like, are they going to win the cup? Probably not. Like, the idea of that just seems insane.
It seems insane, right?
That they could even get really that close. But is it really that far-fetched? If we do believe that they are good, and, like, the drought is so enormous that you can't really see behind it. But if we think they're actually good and they're fourth in the league in regulation wins and they play Detroit in the first round, or even if it's like a Montreal who they've just beaten twice, like, they could win a round.
A Montreal series.
They could win a round. Like, they could have, like, it wouldn't just be, this is how everyone talked about the playoffs 2 years ago when they missed by 1 point. It was, well, that's the point. You're gonna make it, and you're gonna get swept by Boston because they were, like, all-time good that year. Like, you're just gonna make it, basically, and you're not gonna do anything once you get there.
And then the 8 seed went to the final.
That's how the Bills felt when they made the playoffs in 2017. Like, you're just making it to make it. You're not gonna do anything. And I don't know, if this team keeps rolling like this, shouldn't we think it would be more than just you're just making it to make it?
Yeah. And that Bills team got in by the skin of their teeth, like whatever. Like, They just got in, they were 9-7. Had that Bills team been 12-4, we would not be thinking of them as just a drought breaker. And if the Sabres end up in, I don't know, the 2 spot in the Atlantic, should I be thinking like that's just a drought breaker, or that's a team that could go to the conference finals? So,
yeah.
Times are good. We're flying high. By the way,
they are getting incredible goaltending, I would say, from Luukkonen right now.
That is very good.
I don't know if that'll hold through April. I wondered if he's just playing because he's fired up, realizing that the Finland starting goalie job at the Olympics, I feel like, is like his right now.
Yeah.
Or maybe not his totally, but he's earning it.
I'm ready for my my all caps wave UPL tweet to come back and
bring him. I'm good.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I think I've got like 1,000 of them, but yeah,
we're ready for it. All right, we'll get some calls in 803-0550. Pat Mello-Carl coming up at 7 on the Sabres. Plenty of Bills coverage today. Jeff Hobson, he covers the Bengals. Why Bengals? Lou Anarumo. Going to find out what happened there. I know he was in Indy last year, but I thought the best place to ask someone about years of Lou Anarumo would be Cincinnati. So Jeff Hobson joins us at 8 o'clock today. Howard's going to be popping in at 8:30. He will not pick the Bills, but he'll talk with us about the Bills. And the Parlay Kings return. We ride again with a fantastic four-way parlay going into championship weekend. Super Great American Football Friday Frenzy. All that stuff, your calls, fun along the way, whatever we get to. And it's going to be cold out there. Cold.
Going to get into the negatives.
For a week.
Yeah.
Open up your weather app and take a look at the low for the next 10 days. Cold. Paul in Buffalo is going to warm us up here with a hot take. Hey, Paul. Good morning.
You got that right, guys. There is nothing cold about the Buffalo Sabres. I'm an early riser, so I rewatched the third period this morning, and we're going to set aside Peyton Krebs' empty net goal. There were exactly 2 scoring chances in that entire period for both teams. One was a shorthanded breakaway by Alex Tuck, and the other was an open shot from just inside the faceoff circle from Michael Kesselring, set up by Hellenius and Josh Doan. That was it. Montreal got nothing in that period. That was a masterful period. When they had the empty net pulled, Rasmus Dahlin was down there blocking shots. I don't know who makes the nominations for the Marc Messier Leadership Award, but I know who should win it. It's number 26, the captain of the Buffalo Sabres, who is out there blocking shots, doing everything he can, because maybe his game isn't perfect this year because he's very distracted. But our defense corps was magic last night. Everybody, look at the box score. Everybody's got block shots except Bowen Byram, and all he did was play 27 and a half minutes and record a +3. That defense corps 1 to 6, I will put them up against any defense corps in the NHL. And they can only play the way they play, with guys pinching, guys setting up the forwards, if they know their forwards are going back behind them and covering for them, and their goaltending is showing up. And UPL showed up big time in the second period. He has found his game. It looks really nice. And now I got to get to my guy. The little dog with the biggest bite of them all, Scrappy Doo, puppy power.
Scrappy Doo. Scrappy Doo is a great nickname for him. Scrappy
We
Doo.
might have to run with
in the
that.
1980s, Zach Benson and Scrappy Doo are brothers from another mother.
Yep.
These two, I mean, he outmuscled two Montreal Canadiens to score his goal, and he's half the size of both of them. This kid is a future Brad Marchand. He is everything I want out of a Buffalo Sabre forward. I cannot wait till they give him a contract because he is the next jersey I'm buying. There is no doubt about that. I love watching this kid play, and I want to give it up also for Peyton Krebs, who just knows how to play hockey. And maybe he's not everything you want out of a first-round draft pick, but every team needs very good bottom six players, and that is what Peyton Krebs is, a great fourth-line center. And I don't care what anyone says, he doesn't have enough muscle on his shoulders. He's got brains in his head, and that matters way more because he will go in there and scrap with anybody, and yeah, he might not have the muscle on his shoulders, but he's got the brains in his head, and he knows how to put the puck in the net on an empty net goal, and almost every empty net goal is a big goal. So I love this team right now, and they are playing what Lindy wants them to do. Lindy, you have found your magic again, because that was the perfect time to call the timeout. When you're in Montreal and they pop one on you and the fans are rolling, it can spiral. And we've seen it spiral on this team years and years and years. We've seen it spiral on this team. He called the timeout at the right moment. He got the boys back together. And if you want to see a masterful playoff-style third period, rewatch the third period. Montreal got nothing.
Yep.
Boys, have a great show.
Thanks, Paul. I'm looking at natural stat tricks numbers on the third period to kind of back up what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And they chart Montreal with one high-danger scoring chance in the third, but expected goals for Montreal in the third in all situations was less than a half a goal. The Sabres had a higher – they had the empty netter, but I'm not sure if that counts. But at even strength in the
Probably
third –
not because that'd be 6-on-5.
That's right.
So
that's
5-on-5 numbers.
5-on-5, the Montreal Canadiens got nothing.
Yeah.
Less than a quarter of an expected goal, and the Sabres had pretty close to the same. So, yeah, it was a good third period. And the point about being on the road and being in that spot, right before the empty netter, I kind of felt it myself. Net is empty. The crowd is building.
Yeah.
And it felt like, man, if you're on the ice, you are in the arena.
Yeah.
And they just kind of stood up through it.
You know what I did to give myself confidence? Because I was getting nervous. Maybe it was just the building, or it was, all right, here we go. They're going to pack it in, and there's going to be shots all around Luukkonen, and they're going to be flying around blocking shots, and, can they get through this? There was, when was the last face-off? Was there, a minute and a half left?
Yeah.
I went to the betting odds to see, what are the Sabres odds to win right now?
Just to feel better?
Just to feel better. And they were plus 13 or minus 1,300.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, that makes me feel a little bit better. And then the puck was dropped. They're like, okay, no, I'm nervous again.
And then a broken stick.
A broken stick. Anything could happen on that shot.
True.
It was an open shot. Little luck. Just a little luck. They deserved it, though, because they had played, I agree, great in that third. They played horrendous in the final 5 to 10 minutes of the second period.
Yeah.
That's when Lindy calls the timeout. Settled down a little bit there. That's the same as the Nashville game, right? The thirds were actually okay. It was just collapses at the end of the second that were a problem.
803-0550, our phone number. Jeremy and Joe. It's a Football Friday, kind of. We get to coaching interviews, teach about some of these candidates. I've got some good stuff to get to. Grant Udinsky and him in Jacksonville. He'll interview Sunday when it's minus 3 degrees. I hope he likes it cold. And I'd love to talk about, we're going to get plenty of Sabre stuff today, the concept of a 30-year-old just rolling into town and coaching the Bills.
Yeah.
Really think about it for a minute. It's crazy at 30 years old. But, he's a candidate. 803-0550. Joe Brady will not get the Baltimore job. There is a report, though, he's in the mix for their OC job.
Right.
Which, that alone, I find to be interesting and worth kind of maybe poking around about. Well, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. He's considering a lateral job, which means he knows he very well might be out here.
Also, 2 days later, I don't think this is probably the Bills, but the Mike McDaniel Chargers thing is not official. And the report was he was waiting to see if there was a head coach job for him. And Baltimore signed their guy, and he's still out there. So what's he waiting on?
Is he waiting to see if the Bills want to make a call?
Right. Wouldn't we know, though, if they would have called by now?
You would think.
Yeah.
803-0550. The weekend's games will affect the coaching search as well. On the Sabres, who are just still doing the thing. 17-3-1 in their last 21 games. They are a certified wagon. Right? We're going certified wagon right now?
I'm in, yeah.
Certified wagon.